in because of that wind, and we're talking about snow that was already on the ground also getting picked up and blown around, so that makes measurements tough on this system. But here's a look at some of our reports that have been coming in the Fargo area. Valley News Live, we've reported about 3 inches of snow. Grand Forks at the National Weather Service office, almost 3.5 inches of snow. Wapaton 3, Fergus Falls 1 inch, War Road about 1.5 inches, Badger and back over to Ottertail 2.5 inches, Moorhead on the other side of the red, we had a little over 3, and in Foston and Hope 3 inches of snow. So right in that 2 to 5 inch range, and still getting a little bit of light snow coming down. But again, a lot of what we're seeing is blowing snow at this point in time. And you can see behind me the camera just rocking here as we are looking at the Luther Family Ford Skycam in South Fargo. You can see the snow going from right to left on your screen, getting blown around with this wind. The other thing I want to point out is the drifting going on. A little tough to make out. I'll step over here to show you a little bit better. We're seeing those drifts. You can see the crests of them here in the parking lot, and you're going to encounter that in parking lots, out in your driveways, those secondary streets. I think that's going to be one of our biggest problems today, is trying to get through those drifts for vehicles that have low clearance today. And then of course, out in rural areas, open country, we've got visibility creating hazards out on the roads as far as that wind blowing that snow around. So we're seeing that gust to 47 miles per hour in Grand Forks. Out of the north, a 41 mile per hour gust in Fargo. And again, we just saw Fergus Falls see our wind gust come up here to 40 miles per hour this morning. So it's intensified for you in Fergus Falls. So some strong winds continue, and this is not really going anywhere for today. We will see the 40 mile per hour gust start to ease up through the morning, but we'll still have wind. We're still going to have drifting and visibility problems as a result. So look at our visibility again, many spots at less than 3 miles and several locations at less than 1 mile for visibility. We're looking at Wapaton and back over to Oaks at 1/4 mile, and that's our lowest visibility report coming in around the valley right now. And again, these are at airports in town, so you're experiencing perhaps even lower visibility in some places out in open country. So radar and satellite map shows the bulk of the snow with this system has moved east. We're still getting a little snow wrapping around this system, but there's also some of that lofted snow that might be getting detected on the radar too. And temperatures are on the downward trend, and they'll continue to slide as the day goes on with the colder air rushing in behind this. So not only is it tough to travel, it'll be brutal if you get caught out in this weather. And we're looking at some temperatures already at 8 below in Hallock, Langdon, Devil's Lake, which is not super remarkable for this time of year to be that low. The problem is we'll just continue to go down from there. So these are some of our warmest temperatures we'll see for the rest of the day. And our wind chills are in the 20s to 30s below, 35 below in Grand Forks, 28 below in Fargo. So already in that range where we need to be careful. We need to layer up, cover up, and that will continue through the day. So as you're heading out to clean off the driveway, maybe you have to do it multiple times, you'll want to make sure you're dressed properly for this. So here's a look at our hour-by-hour planner. The snow moving on, and the wind stays. So we're looking at by noon, still some strong winds. Where you see these orange or red arrows, that shows where we've got some of our stronger wind gusts still going on. So again, along the Red River and then into Lakes Country at that point, that wind coming in out of the northwest, those gusts into the 30s coming up here for this afternoon. Perhaps not again seeing 40 mile per hour gusts, but still drifting and visibility reductions because of this. And by the afternoon hours, you can see our temperatures continue their downward trend. We'll be at 6 below at 3 o'clock in Fargo, 8 below in Grand Forks. And these wind chills, these pink numbers, are in the 20s and 30s below. And as we head into the nighttime hours tonight, watch what happens. We see those numbers just continue to slide. And tomorrow morning, starting the day in the teens below 0, maybe a couple of 20s below. And in addition to that, wind chills, 30s and getting down to 40 below in some instances. Thursday's going to be frigid, just a tough stretch here for us, and it goes beyond the next 24 hours. We're going to have more first alert weather days coming our way, coming up in just a bit. But in the meantime, it's hazardous out there. Be careful and stay warm too. We're looking at some conditions that are going to get colder through the day.
Yeah, and relating to our weather, we have some breaking news in Grand Forks. City buses there are 2 hours late this morning. Well, not 2 hours late. I'm thinking of schools. They're starting at 9 a.m. They're pushing back their start time because of the bad winter weather up in the northern valley. So people are taking the advice and staying home, which is good in these conditions.
Yeah, and hopefully at that point, those 40+ gusts will start to be relaxing. I think that is a big factor in our low visibility and, of course, the drifting that's going on.
All right, Lisa, thank you. Let's see how people are responding now to